Candidates of one of Missouri's most expensive and competitive state Senate races are not holding anything back. State Representatives Stephen Weber and Caleb Rowden are using political attack ads more than ever to bring in the votes for a seat in the 19th district. Good evening, I'm Brittany Pieper.
And I'm Jem Reek. Thanks for joining us. Our Target 8 team fact-checked the claims made about Republican Representative Caleb Rowden. Chief Investigator Jamie Gray is here to tell us what the team found.
Well, Democratic Representative Stephen Weber released an ad attacking Rowden for voting to cut millions from the University of Missouri. At least that's what you're seeing in the ad. The ad is titled Remember, and it claims Rowden supported a tax cut resulting in an increase in tuition at MU, or that it would have. KOMU 8's Emma Balkenbush sat down with Rowden and a political analyst to find out the truth behind the claims.
The ad references bills from several years ago that caused a campus-wide reaction when students and parents feared an increase in tuition. I asked Rowden why he voted for bills that so many others opposed.
The three claims made in Weber's ad are all connected to tax cuts voted on by Rowden.
Rowden voted to cut over $800 million from local schools and universities like Mizzou.
This claim is referring to House Bill 253, which Governor Nixon vetoed in 2013. The claim cites an article by Mizzou News that explains why so many people were against the controversial bill. Rowden says he voted for the bill because it would have cut taxes for all Missourians and more than 200,000 small businesses.
I think that's a good thing to do. And in addition to that, being able to do that while, in my time, in the 4 years in the House that I've been there, we've increased K-12 funding by $550 million, increased higher education funding by $100 million.
I sat down with political analyst Terry Smith, who says HB 253 can be interpreted many ways, which makes it difficult to predict an exact outcome.
What Weber is doing in this ad is attempting to attach to Rowden this vote which might, not would, which might, if certain other decisions took place, reduce the appropriation to the university and therefore probably increase university tuition.
He says the claim is too general to be determined true or false.
None of this would be set in stone because the governor has a lot of discretion and there are ways to move that money around.
So Target 8 finds this claim incomplete.
Rowden's cuts would force Mizzou to raise tuition up to 16%, hurting middle-class families.
This claim is stated as an effect of the same bill and cites an article by the Maneater.
The assertion that one leads to the other is really, really dangerous, really false. It sets a bad precedent.
I asked if the tuition increase did not happen because the bill did not pass.
Well, we passed the tax cut the next year, so.
Smith says this claim, like the first one, is not clear-cut, so Target 8 finds it incomplete as well.
All to pay for tax breaks for millionaire campaign donors.
This claim is referring to Senate Bill 509, a tax cut bill that passed in 2014.
We did it responsibly, and again, when you can pass a tax cut that allows every single Missourian to keep more of their money, not just millionaires and billionaires, every single mid-Missourian and Missourian, 220,000 small businesses, the only people and the only entities that didn't get a tax cut were large corporations.
The ad does not mention the plan laid out by SB 509 to decrease the maximum tax rate on personal income from 6 to 5.5% while generating revenue. Smith says this claim can be interpreted negatively but is also difficult to prove. Target 8 finds this claim incomplete. KOMU 8 reached out to Representative Weber for comment and received this statement. While it is inconvenient for Mr. Rowden, the president of the University of Missouri system, the Mizzou student body, our local superintendent, and educators around the state were all clearly on record that this reckless tax plan would force tuition increases and hurt our local schools. Unfortunately, Mr. Rowden consciously chose to ignore them, siding with special interests over students and educators. As a senator, I will always put our schools first.
Smith tells me new research on these negative political attack ads says they only work if they're relevant and believable. He says using MU as a target is a great way to grab a viewer's attention because almost everyone has an opinion on it. Reporting live in Columbia, Emma Balkenbush, KOMU 8 News.
The Target 8 team is fact-checking ads all the way up until the election next week. You can rewatch this fact check and check out the others we've done on KOMU.com on Target 8.